So today I'm going to be unboxing another crown jewel, something I've been waiting for a very long time to incorporate into my system, and that is the madVR Envy Core. Let's unbox. Okay, so as I unbox this, I'm going to talk about it, and then I'm going to tell you how I'm going to be using it in my system and in future movie reviews. But they have a madVR Envy, or madVR Online Academy, I believe it's called, on YouTube, on their YouTube channel. Very useful information. I've been watching those, been going through all of them. I'll still have a few more videos to watch. I think in total it's like 4 hours. But they walk you through step by step on how to like set this thing up, depending on which one you have, whether you have the Core, the Envy, the Extreme. So I'll be utilizing that to make sure I have all the settings with my projector, and then for any other settings I can get with them. And one of the things in the very first videos they tell you is that make sure you keep all the packaging, the box, the packaging, just in case if you have to send this back for whatever, if it needs to be serviced, if there's something wrong with it and you have to send it in, if you upgrade, whatever, keep all the packaging. It's very good packaging. So inside we get our accessories box here. Take that out, and then I'm going to take out the actual core and set the box down. Okay, so we have our accessories box here, and inside we get rack ears, which is very convenient. Glad that you're able to rack mount this, which you're going to want to do. And then you have the power cord and the remote. So the remote, so you get your remote, batteries, and then you have, looks like an antenna that's going to plug into the back of this so that the remote can communicate with the madVR, because this is basically like a computer. Okay. Rack ears, not going to show you that, really nothing to see. And then not much to see, power cord, but I'll show it to you. So you have your standard power cord, and I'm sure if you're somebody that wants to get like a beefier power cord, your Audio Quest stuff, you can probably do that. Okay, and then we have the madVR core. And this is actually pretty light. I mean, I can pick it up with one hand. So on the back, we have the power inlet. We have our HDMI pass-through, HDMI input, and then we have 2 USB for RF infrared, which is where you're going to want to stick in that antenna. Then you have your LAN, and then you have 2 more USB 3.0, and then you have a display port, HDMI output, and then 2 more display ports. And I believe on the video it says when you rack mount this, you're going to want to unscrew the feet, so it just screws off pretty easily, just like that. So I'm going to put that back in there until I actually rack mount it. Okay, and then on the front you have your brushed aluminum, I believe that's brushed aluminum, and your grill for your air vents, and then you have your power button and Envy. So it's pretty basic, pretty basic as far as how it looks on the outside. And this is a lot more minimal, smaller than the other ones, the Envy and the Envy Extreme. So let me tell you about my setup right now, how I'm going to be using this and what I'm currently using. So right now I have a EPSON QB1000. So that's their new entry, or their new projectors that they announced last year. So the EPSON LS12000B, which is the one I had before this, that's now the bottom tier. So it used to be their flagship because they only had one. Now it's the EPSON LS12000, and now I have the EPSON QB1000, which is a step up. You get I think a couple more 100 lumens of brightness, and then it has dynamic tone mapping, and there's a couple other little things. And then I have my screen, the Seymour Screen X-Lynx 110 inch with the Neo material, and that's what I'm going to be using it with. So currently right now, this is the HDFury Vroom. So I have the DIVA, I still have the DIVA, and then I have the Vroom, which I've been using, and I still need to do a review on this. But this has served me very well. If you don't know what these things are, basically a lot of people get these so that they can add Dolby Vision to your projector, because you know your JVCs, your Epsons, your Sonys, they don't support Dolby Vision, or they're not Dolby Vision certified, because Dolby Vision has a certain requirement for their specs to be able to license a product with Dolby Vision, and for projectors they just don't get bright enough, they just don't have the net capabilities. But with this, you can go in there and use some presets to kind of trick your projector into thinking that it can support Dolby Vision. I'm not going to go through how it works. I have many videos on my channel that talks about that. I just want to tell you what I'm using now when how I'm upgrading to this. And then it has some other HDMI inputs. It does HDMI switching. You know, you can do audio out if you have a legacy receiver that doesn't support ARC or eARC. So this very good piece of equipment. It has some quirks, many of which have manifested themselves in the last year and a half that have been very annoying, but I put up with it because it allows me to get Dolby Vision. I won't need this anymore, and as good as this is completely inferior to the madVR Core. So how am I going to be using this? So I'm not going to do a deep dive into this video. This is kind of just an unboxing and a first look, and I may go through some of the settings just to kind of show you the options that you have. One of the things I'm excited about is the nonlinear stretch. So if I'm watching, I have a 16:9 screen, but if I'm watching a movie, which most movies in Hollywood are made at 2:3:5:1, which means you're going to have the black bars on the top and bottom. But then you also have some movies like Christopher Nolan with Inception, then you have The Dark Knight, and then you have Interstellar, where it has alternating aspect ratios, where it goes from 2:3:5:1 with the black bars, and then it fills the screen with IMAX. Well, I have these masking panels behind me, so when I'm watching a movie and it has black bars, I can just put this on here, just like so. They're magnetic. I have 4 of those. Oops. I have 4 of those, and when I'm watching a movie that's in 2:3:5:1, it's great because I can just leave those there and I don't have to worry about it. But if I'm watching something that's alternating aspect ratio, I can't use these. In fact, I can only use these on movies that have black bars. If it's in a different aspect ratio, if it's like Netflix or Amazon, all these streaming services, they have different aspect ratios. This is only good for 2:3:5:1 only. So when I'm watching, Inception or Interstellar, where it has alternating aspect ratios, I have to take this off, and I'm basically at the mercy of the black bars, which can be very distracting. But with this, I can go into the settings and I can, tell it, hey, when it's 2:3:5:1, I want the black bars to go away. And they have some videos on their channel, madVR, that shows you how to do that. So I'm going to go in there and do all that stuff, watch the videos to see how to do that. But what I love about this is I can just set it and forget it. I don't have to go back and okay, well, now I'm watching a 16:9 movie. Let me go, mask the bars, or now it's switching to a different aspect ratio for Netflix or Amazon. I can go in there and set all my preferences, leave it, and then it's just going to do it every single time. So that's one thing. Another thing I am excited about is going to be being able to use the dynamic tone mapping, which I'm super excited about. So this is very powerful with the dynamic tone mapping. It can take your projector or your TV and it can do some crazy stuff. And TVs nowadays are really good at tone mapping, a lot better than projectors, because of the brightness and the dynamic range that they have. But this is even better. So I'm excited about that. dynamic tone mapping. This thing can do some other stuff with subtitles. There's some other features. You know, it doesn't have the full feature set like your core or like your madVR, Envy, and Extreme, but I really don't need all those other stuff. So I will be doing a dedicated video on this, a review, but then I'll also be incorporating this into my movie reviews. So when I do my 4K movie reviews, my Kaleidescape reviews, you know, I talk about the audio and the video, you know, the height channels. I'm already talking about the video. I'm just going to add this in as another segment that, you know, I've got some ideas. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to implement them just yet because I haven't done it and I haven't even set it up yet. But I am going to incorporate this into my movie reviews, you know, when I talk about the video, how this enhances the movie watching experience, whether it's, you know, specific scenes where I turn it off and turn it back on, you know, the dynamic tone mapping, and show you what it looks like without the madVR and then turn it on. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do that yet, but there's a couple things that I can do. I am going to do that, but there are going to be some things that I'm also thinking about adding into. So yeah, that's it, man. I am super excited. It's been a long time coming. I am piecing together my in-game setup. Hope you guys are enjoying the videos, the movie reviews, the turn-off stuff. Got a lot of cool things coming. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.